What about Vlad?
I mean, Vlad too, man. Honestly, like, I think Vlad is like, I understand you have to ask the question, and I do believe a lot of the people Vlad talks to should be more prepared. But it's like, it's like really behind the scenes. Like, what's your take on what would you say about Vlad? Right?
I would say for Vlad, you really do got to respect what he's been able to accomplish, because he really created how people produce content now in YouTube, right? He was doing it before a lot of people, how he's doing the one clip per day. So many channels follow that whole situation, like that format, so he's done a lot. Now, as far as like the type of questions he asks, of course you can be critical of that, but I do think that he does his research a lot. So there are good things. I don't think that it's all one way or the other. Like, I can appreciate certain things, and other things it's not really for me.
See, so I agree with you 100% on that. But I'll also add that most artists that end up on Vlad, right? They're part of a team or a label or something where the label is connecting them with Vlad. So Vlad is getting a booking, right? So the label is going to the artist like, we're going to set up a press run. You're going to sit on all these big podcasts. You're going to do Vlad today. You're going to do Hot 97 in the morning. You're going to do this in the afternoon. We're going to create this press run for you. So an artist goes into it like, damn, I'm going to get to talk about all the shit I'm working on, all the shit I'm doing. The artist isn't going into it like if they went to the artist and said, we're going to put you on a platform with a guy that's going to ask you the most provocative questions that might get you into some slippery situations in your personal life, but will get you a lot of following. I'd be curious how many artists show up for that interview. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like, that's my issue with it. It's not that he's doing what he does. I understand he's doing what he does, and that's his job. And from his perspective, the artist should know better. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they don't know better. And he should appreciate that they don't know better and make that clear that I'm going to be asking you some questions that are provocative. That's what I do. You don't have to answer. But if you choose to answer, I'd appreciate it, and we'd probably go viral. Then ask any question you want. But
the provocative and you know what I mean? The drama ones, okay, but when you're talking about the criminal based ones that could potentially get you, that's where it's really dangerous.
And he knows what he's doing. They don't always know what they're signing up for. And that's my issue with it, is if there's a full transparency and there's a full disclosure, this guy is in the media industry 20 plus years. So he's familiar with what he's doing. He knows exactly what's working for him. A kid that's 20 years old that's just there because their label set them up with a podcast, they don't expect that, and they're not media trained, and the only people winning are Vlad and the label. Now this kid just got exploited.
Wait. Let me push back a little bit, okay? Because if you're in the music industry, or if you know the culture at all, you know who Vlad is, right? So you know his reputation and the kind of stuff that he asks. So can you really not fault the person coming on? You already know to expect this from Vlad, right? So you should be on point.
I think you should know, but at the same time, I'm also not naive to the fact that a lot of these kids are young. They have no fucking idea who Vlad is. They signed to a label based on a song, and they just don't know. They've never been being an artist signed to a label. This is a job that you just took. You get what I'm saying? This isn't if a label signs a kid, they're like, yo, your music's great and we're going to help you get it out to the world. The label's not going to the kid like, hey, we're going to give you kind of a shitty split, and if you fuck up, we're going to write it off and we'll be good, but you're going to be in debt for a long time. They don't disclose these things. So it's It's very easy for a kid to go from making a song, going viral, getting approached by people who do know these things and don't disclose them, and now they're in an environment that they're not familiar with. And it's for me and you to say, I know Vlad, 100%. I know Vlad. I've seen it for years. For a kid from the hood that, doesn't watch Vlad, how the fuck are they supposed to know, bro?
Who doesn't watch Vlad, though? Come
bruh,
on.
Bruh.
I mean, come on.
Not everybody watches Vlad. I don't watch Vlad. I know who he is. I'm familiar, but I don't watch his shit every day. You know,
No, not every day, but I mean, like,
do you think
things will come up on the feed
do you
that,
think,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
you think XXX and 21 Savage are going home to watch Vlad interviews, or like you think these guys like are just sitting at home watching Vlad all day? Like maybe they've seen a clip or two, but like
that's what I mean. So
yeah.
you know who he is, right? Or
But
like,
there's a big difference. If I go on your Instagram, you went on my shit, right? You looked at all my shit.
right.
But but this conversation, I'm sure is so much more informative than anything you're getting online about me. You know,
Yeah.
and when you put a kid in front of Vlad, it's not just a clip that you're making. He's sitting with you for 2 hours, and me and you are talking. I'm open, but I know that you could very well go back to your computer, export this, clip out the part of me talking about Flex and Ebro, manipulate it however the fuck you want, and put it out there. I know 100% you could do that. And I say what I say knowing that. Another kid doesn't know that. Another kid doesn't understand that the export after this is going to take 2 hours. We spoke about this before this interview. Most kids don't even realize how important it is to show up on time because they don't realize how much work you put in.
Right.
So when a kid gets booked on 6 interviews for the day and one of them happens to be Vlad, maybe he's heard of Vlad, but I know damn well I've interviewed big artists at Hot 97 that are from the middle of nowhere and have no idea what Hot 97 is. And they're just there because their label radio rep sent them there. And they're just doing an interview that they think is for the internet. And they don't know how many followers the station has. And they're like, oh, well, it's New York. They probably got a following. It's a big studio. But like, they don't know that I'm gonna fucking.
All right, you got a point. You got a point. All right, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. You got a point.
But we don't just see it in music. Like, look at the politicians. These politicians tell us they're passing all these bills, and then they sneak all this shit in. So it's and it's like defending them. It's like, well, you know that they're politicians. You should expect it. It's like
that's a fact.
But
that's
no,
a fact.
when somebody's telling me that they're morally responsible and that they care about me all day in this country, and then they sneak shit in. It's like, you know, it's like you get bamboozled, bro. And the younger and more naive you are, the easier it is to happen. And I'm not saying that I don't get it. I just don't respect it. I could appreciate it without respecting it. I appreciate Akademiks. I appreciate Vlad. I appreciate all of them because I respect the hustle, but I don't respect what it does to the culture. And I can't, bro. It's like, you know, it's not that they don't that there's not a place for them, but it's like the way that a lot of these people operate is like, if you're going to sign one kid that you do a fair deal with and one kid that you do an unfair deal with, at least there's a balance there. But if it's just like I'll give you an example, right? It's when people were selling weed back in the day and then crack came out, everybody's like, well, I can sell something for that's cheaper to buy. I don't care if it's twice as bad for people. It's cheaper for me and the returns are better, you know?
Right,
and then it's like, and then you get the crack era, you know? It's like, it's the same shit. It's like Akademiks is a very smart guy. He's very aware of the industry. He understands social media. He understands production. He understands how algorithms work. He could use that for some level of helping people, some level of making the world a better place. He doesn't just have to use it to fucking make his world what he thinks is a better place. And more times than not,
I get what you're saying.
And more times than not, they do. They use it to make their world a better place. And it doesn't work because they just are hated more. And it's like attention doesn't equal like good vibes, you know? Like Akademiks is a very neurotic, stressed out, fucking crazy guy. You know, like he doesn't leave his crib. You know, Flex.
It's like he's drinking that Henny. He be drinking that Henny all the time.
I would be drinking Henny too if I had to watch my back everywhere I go. And if and I'll tell you right now, and I don't know, I could be wrong, but I could if I had to bet that he didn't enjoy that, if Akademiks had the opportunity to be well respected and be able to go anywhere and do anything, I guarantee you that would give him a more fulfilling life than fucking locking himself in a room and drinking Henny and justifying that misery with, well, I got a lot of people that watch me and I'm the coolest guy. It's like, but do you feel cool, bro? I bet not.
Got you.
Otherwise, you put that bottle down and get healthy, bro.